Man, I ain't got no intro.
No intro?
Thomas Game Podcast. Whoa. Episode 59. We'll get right to it. I go by the name of
DJ Real Life.
Right next to me is.
They know my name. It's just Tiffany. They know my name. It's just Tiffany. They know my name. It's just Tiffany.
And this is episode 59. Right?
Yes.
Episode 59.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing this evening?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. And of course, your first time, your last time, you just ain't do it yet because you lazy as hell. Go ahead and go to YouTube, subscribe. Go ahead, hit the notification bell. Every video that is posted, you will get a notification. Also, follow us on IG, the Thomas Game Podcast as well. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Also, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other listening platforms as well. And before we get started, someone always passing every time we do podcast. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah. Just one of my favorite DJs, man. Grew up to this guy. A legendary graffiti artist, legendary DJ out of Harlem, New York. Passed away due to COVID. Was fighting for his life for 4 months in the hospital. Rest in peace to DJ K. Slay, man. Prayers and condolences go out to his family. He had his transition, I believe, yesterday. You know, LL Cool J was there, Fat Joe, Papoose, and others, man. So, again, rest in peace to DJ K. Slay. And also, if you missed last episode 58 is Russell Wilson the Square. If you missed that, check that out. That was a very interesting episode. And before we, I want to say something. It was some false information that I will say that's my bad on.
What's that? Richard
Sherman did not call him Goofy. Richard Sherman, his teammate from Seattle, his old teammate, he did get into him on the sideline about his play, but he didn't call him Goofy. So,
okay.
I don't like to put out, wrong information out there. So
a false narrative.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. But he's still Goofy. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's still good. But shout out to him. Shout out to Sierra and his whole family. Shout out to them. So, speaking of football players, we're going to start off with this one. This has been going on for, I think it happened last week. NFL quarterback Cam Newton was on the podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game, and it's been trending. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip right quick, and you guys can tell me what you think. You can tell me what you think as well. Mm-hmm. Whenever I find the damn clip. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can hear it. Let's go.
Of what they deem is a boss chick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Okay, you heard that?
Yes, I heard that.
That's only a good 20 seconds on the interview. Of course, he elaborates more because the question that they asked him was, what is his preference in women?
Oh, okay.
So he gave a brief description.
Okay.
So let me get your opinion.
I mean,
based on what he
that's
said.
a good question. I think everybody needs to be asked that, especially when dating and looking for a partner. I don't see anything wrong with what he said. If that's the kind of woman that he wants, he should be able to have that. He said a boss chick. People have a wrong idea, or I'll say not a wrong idea. Let me try to use the humanistic approach or perspective. Okay. Mm-hmm. They have a different perception on what a boss chick is, right? So it sounds like to me he was saying, people be so quick to be like, oh, I got my money, I got this, I got that. But when it comes to their man, they can't cook, they can't do certain things. So, I get what he's saying. He basically telling y'all hoes, shut the fuck up. Shit, I be wanting to tell y'all, shut the fuck up. Y'all be doing too much with this boss chick shit.
Shut up!
But no, I don't know. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with what he said on both ends. That's his expectation. That's his standard. And a man like Cam Newton in his position, if that's what he wants, what's the problem?
Yeah, I was shocked. Well, not really. I'm not shocked. that it was a big thing. It was on ESPN. It was on Shade Room. It was everywhere. But
I think because people taking it, to me, I feel like, now I'm going to say this. Now, this might rub some people the wrong way. Everybody cannot, and every man cannot have that same expectation as Cam Newton. I feel like if you're going to get a partner or somebody that you're looking for, there needs to be equal value, right?
Correct.
So the man needs to be able to, your man is saying he wants you to cook, clean, and just shut the fuck up, let him lead, okay? He's probably providing, he's fixing stuff around the house, he's changing tires, you know what I mean? Have that same equal expectation.
Right. And when he said, shut the F up, he doesn't mean
he
literally.
Said, shut up, that was me.
Right. Well, when he said to know when to shut up.
Right. To be quiet.
And I think they got that mixed up. That was a big thing, the headlines. Basically
it was
saying,
what he said. Not, they took.
Yeah.
Or maybe how he said it.
He's not literally saying you can't talk. He was just know when to be quiet. And that's important. But
that's for everybody.
Yeah. But, it's a big thing with women. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with what he said. It's his preference.
Right. That's at the end of the day.
If that's what he likes, he's in the position where that's the kind of women that he can pick. Like you said, he can pick those kind of women. And when you mean by boss chicks, we see it on Instagram every day. And most of those chicks, they have high expectations. What he's saying, those boss chicks are the ones that don't want to cook and clean, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And most of the people that are complaining want him, and he's not looking at them. That's a problem. Because let's be real, a boss woman is not going to have time to say she's a boss woman. You ain't got to say it.
Oh, that was going to be my next point.
You know what I'm saying?
You are not what you say, but what you do.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody, a real boss woman or boss anybody, a real boss doesn't have time to promote and show off that they're bosses. Mm-hmm. They got work to do.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with anyone that has preferences.
Yeah, standards. Everybody should have.
Everybody does.
Standards.
So I understand it, but let me see.
And I think it was just how when he went on to say, let a man lead.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this. When it comes to letting a man lead, men also have to realize, men, you are what you attract. It's the law of attraction.
True.
You know what I mean? So it shouldn't be up to the woman to decide if a man should lead. That's your calling, not hers. So if you're with someone who's not letting you leave and that's not what you want, you leave. Leave her alone. That's not the woman for you. Because like you said, that kind of woman is not going to speak about it. She's going to be about it.
Right. Yeah. So let me see if I could get on the line right quick. Yeah, it was just an outrage. Like I said, most of the ones that had an outrage want to be with a guy like him. He's not looking at them. So
they talk too much. Listen, I'm glad somebody said it. Y'all hoes be doing too much. Shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Shut up!
Like, just shut up, for real. They get on my nerves. Shit.
Right quick.
Hello?
Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Thomas Game Podcast, sir.
Welcome.
How you doing?
The Thomas Game. What's up, husband and wife? How y'all doing?
We good. What about you, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Good.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be back.
We go real quickly. We want to get your take on the Cam Newton situation. You familiar with that?
Give me a quick review.
Well, basically, he gave a preference. He was on $1 million worth of game. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow. And they asked him what was his preference in women. And he said, hey, not these boss bees, because those type of women, they don't want to cook and they don't want to clean and they don't know when to be quiet. So those are the kind of women that he preferred not to be around. And it was a big thing. It was on ESPN and everywhere.
And he said they don't know how to let a man lead.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you remember that happened maybe last week?
Yeah, I remember the comments. Since you refreshed my memory, I remember the comments.
Right. So how do you feel about him saying that, Cam Newton?
I think Cam need to focus more on the clothes he wearing and chicks he messing with.
He did look crazy though in that interview. He had a cowboy hat. I think he had a cowboy outfit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He need to focus on not being Django too and just being Cam, learn how to throw again and get his first down.
Well,
I'm not trying to go back to chat, but you know what I'm saying? anything with women, it's nothing wrong with a boss B. You're keeping it, clean. There's nothing wrong with a boss B. But I mean, look, it's all about respect. And if you're gonna be with any woman or a woman gonna be with any man, it's all about being complimentary. The biggest things in life you can have is versatility. That's with man, woman, whatever your skill set is. You want to make sure that you can compliment whoever you're with. And if you're not feeling insecure and inferior about anything you're doing, it shouldn't matter. If that woman is going to respect you, you don't have to worry about if she knows her place, if she knows her thoughts. She's going to know how to treat you. And you won't feel like, I'm sorry about that. I'm not Mr. You know what I'm saying? She's not feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she got to listen to my commands. It's all about compliments. And if you truly want somebody to respect, you stay ambitious and you keep pushing yourself, so she's always going to want to gain your respect. You never have to feel bad about that. If she elevates herself and she meets you at the same energy, then, what are you looking at? You're looking at success. Man, woman, child, family. And that's really what you want.
That's kind of what we were saying,
yeah,
too.
So let me ask you this. So do you see that in the boss bees that he was talking about?
I done been around some boss bees and been with some. You know what? No, because when they respect you, they don't care. You don't get those type of responses.
Yeah, we just said.
I don't know the type of chicks he dealing with.
Think about it. He's an NFL player. He's a millionaire. So
he was basically saying the women that he's around, they're always chatting that they're boss bitches or whatever.
Right.
And he was saying. Yeah, he was saying that they're always talking about calling themselves bosses because of their, I guess, career status. But he was like, when it comes to cooking, they can't cook. When it comes to, knowing when to be quiet.
Being like wifey material.
Right. He was saying it's just their aesthetic, I think is the word that he used, what they consider a boss chick. But again, like to your point, it's the kind of women he's attracting.
Yeah, think about his profession. He's in sports. He's a millionaire. So what's going to attract him to the women is him. Like he's on Instagram. So he's going to get those kind of women like Instagram models and thoughts. That's who's saying all this boss B stuff.
All right, Jay Reed, it's not about what he's attracting, it's what he's choosing.
Absolutely.
If you choosing the wrong woman, then you're going to get the wrong result. That's with anybody.
Right.
Don't look for something you want in somebody, but you looking in the strawberry patch because you're looking for grapefruit. Like, if you're looking in the wrong area, it's never going to, I'm sorry, apples and oranges. Was that,
right.
that's
no, I got you.
That makes sense.
If you're not looking for what you want, you overlooking something that, Cam Newton's a football player. That don't mean he got all, you don't know that, you don't know Cam Newton's ins and outs. He could be corny. Think about it. That dress code ain't popping.
Nah, it's never been popping.
It ain't popping. So, was he wearing feathery hat? We'll go back. Hey, Jay, we'll go back to the leather shorts. We know where that comes from. That's
you crazy, man.
If he wearing the leather shorts and the cowboy hat and Spurs, I'm like, come on. Put like this.
Hey, but nobody ever called him. No one's ever called him a square.
But is he a Super Bowl champion?
No. He's MVP. He's MVP. He's MVP.
That's another part.
He's MVP. But he's MVP. He's MVP.
It's plenty MVP.
Huh?
That ain't a Super Bowl champion. I said plenty MVPs. He's not a Super Bowl champion.
But he got MVP. He got something. But with his statement, right? His statement, he's not saying he wants a boss B. They asked him what his preference was, and he basically saying he don't want it. So again, in that profession, that's going to come in his face. But like you said, if he decides to choose that, that's his fault. But he basically saying, by him saying that, that's what coming in his direction. That's an athlete's entertainer. That's what's going to come to you.
Okay, they come with the territory.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Exactly, it's part of the game. But if that's what you're going to look for, if that's the crowd you're trying to run in, I don't know what got Jay-Z and Beyonce together. I don't know what got A$AP Rocky and Rihanna together. I don't know. But you put together the team you want.
Right.
And that's something you got to strive to put the pieces together to make it work. And nobody got to know about that. I don't care what line of work you do or who you are or how much money you got, how much you don't. You know what I'm saying? We come from the era where, hey, you can find them chicks with no money. It's just it's just a mental type of savvy you got. And if you really know how to apply that type of pressure. If you have a game, hey, I'll just 6,000. Have you ever been to play with no game? Don't be the coldest type dudes. Hey, shout out to Gemini. But I mean, you gotta understand, if you know how to apply, if you really know how to apply and really seek what you want, and this is what it is, hey, put it out there, it's gonna find you. But it's the type of energy, but it all goes to what type of dude you are, money and no money.
Right.
Do you know how to attract the type of fish you're trying to catch?
Right. So, all right. Hey, man, we about to finish the rest of the show. Appreciate you answering the phone. We about to get on IG later too, man. So hop on IG, man. Appreciate you.
Will do.
All right.
Love you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a good point. I really like what he said. You have to be able to complement each other.
Yeah.
So Cam, if that's the kind of woman you want, I hope that you can fix some shit. You know what I mean, and provide entirely for your woman, because she may expect that from you. That same woman that you're looking for, she may expect certain things from you. So, you know,
absolutely.
I like what he said.
He don't want that woman though. But people in the comments, man, let us know how you feel. How do you feel about Cam's comments? Do you agree or disagree? All right, what's next?
All right, so go ahead and hop on IG Live. So we can start it with the next topic. Did I just go in and out just then? I feel like I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
There they go.
All right, we on live.
All right, shout out to everybody on IG Live right now. So last night, you and I was watching a movie on Lifetime called Greed. So if you guys are listening right now and you haven't seen it, you may want to cover your ears because this may be a spoiler alert. But I'm not going to get into details about the movie, but it was basically about this girl. She was dating this guy. He had graduated from one of like the finest art institutes.
Short version.
Right? So he wasn't pursuing his dream or pursuing that degree in art. He was a construction worker. She was an interior designer making a lot of money. She was running into a lot of high-end clients. So with that being said, I felt like she kept pressuring him to become something that he didn't want to be. He was content. He was happy with being a construction worker. He didn't want to follow his dream in art. But she kept pressuring him. She kept, pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for? Emasculating him, maybe, in front of people because he wasn't making enough money or the kind of money that she would prefer. But they were good. They weren't struggling. They were good.
All right, let's get to it.
I'm giving him a backstory. Don't rush me. So anyway, long story short, she meets this guy that is making good money. I believe he's an entrepreneur. He's a benefactor. So he makes his own money. And he was selling her a dream. Just saying, a woman like you deserves to be with a guy like me, somebody who can complement each other, like what we were saying before. So she thought the grass was greener and she left. She left her ex-boyfriend, pursued this guy. You guys can pretty much guess what happened. It did not work out. And she wanted that old thing back. So the question that I posted was, have you ever broke up with someone because you thought the grass was greener with someone else?
Did a poll. What was the results in the poll?
It was almost 50-50. Some people said yes, because this was the choices. Yes, best decision I ever made. No, worst mistake of my life. Never been in that situation. So it was 50-50. Some people say, yeah, best decision they ever made. Some people say no.
Shout out to people on IG. Shonda says nope. And okay, if it's no, give us elaborate a little bit. What's the reasons why it did work or it didn't work? Let us know.
Or what's the reason why you left? Like, why did you think the grass was green on the other side? Yeah,
let us know that. With this Greed movie, she was greedy. This stuff is based on the 7 deadly sins, and she was one of the people that embarrassed her dude. She made more every situation, every opportunity that she had to make him look bad. She did, and like you said, she saw this guy. He had everything that she wanted: dream house, money, everything, and she went for it, and it didn't work, and it all crumbled, in front of her. So it didn't work. But if that situation never happened to you, let us know. Has it happened to you before?
I think, with a lot of people, and we've had this conversation before. For women, I can only speak for a woman because I'm a woman. Sometimes women who I think are materialistic will go for more.
And she was.
Right. She was very materialistic in the movie. And she always talked about growing up, she didn't have much. She always wanted more. And she didn't look at it as greed. From her perspective, she looked at it as ambition. So what do you guys consider the difference between ambition and greed?
Yeah, I could say that. Greed is when it's never enough. Greed, yeah, I see that. He says, I'm the greener grass. They want me back. Is that right?
So they left you thinking the grass was greener.
Come on.
But yeah, I would say the difference is greed is when you have something and it's never enough. You want more and more and more, and you'll do whatever it takes to continue to get it. That's greed. Ambitious is just when you're motivated to get something, and when you get it, you're cool with it. Like you can once you achieve your goal, you always want to do something, but you're not greedy. You're not okay. If I want to finish school, I'm gonna finish school. It's not if I want to finish school, then I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. You're ambitious, you have a goal, you execute it, and you're cool. I think that's the difference between
So there's a limit on how much ambition you can have?
It could be, depending on what your goal is. But greed means it's unlimited. Like you're gonna continue to
It's never enough.
Things.
You're never
right,
satisfied.
It's never enough.
Right.
As we've seen in the movie. She got with the guy, they gave her clients, and she kept wanting more and more and more. It was never enough.
Somebody put, oftentimes greedy will get by any means, regardless who it hurts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's greed.
Absolutely.
That's greed.
And people will do anything to get it when they're greedy. They'll hurt a loved one. They'll stab a friend or a loved one in the back. They'll do whatever it takes.
And she was doing some illegal transactions in that movie. Absolutely. Because it wasn't enough.
Right.
So,
And I'll say this too. I think I said it last night. Because, the people around her said she was changing. I feel like it was always in her. He brought it out.
I don't know if it's always in her. I think sometimes when people are not used to a certain lifestyle and they finally get it, they try to hold on to it because they're materialistic. Yeah,
two things can be true. Two things definitely could be.
Right.
It could be that as well.
Right. And I think that was her case. She wanted this lifestyle so bad, but she didn't realize the consequences that was going to come with it. And then at the end of the movie, she ended up going back to the guy. Do you guys think the guy should have the artist?
Come on.
Hell no.
Should have went back to her?
Simp.
Why is he a simp?
Because she hurt him.
But first of all, this is a TD Jakes movie. He was going to talk about Jakes. Everything from A to Z, from the greed to forgiveness, and that's what it was. You know what I mean? And in a real situation, you want to have forgiveness and move on. You got to show people grace. You got to give people second chances. Nobody's perfect.
She thought the grass was greener on the side,
she did.
And it was dye. It wasn't green.
She did, but you've never. Okay, I'm not going to ask you that question. But people on IG and people who are listening on YouTube, you never wanted somebody to give you a second chance after you done fucked up. You done fucked up.
Whoa. Okay. So what else?
That's all I'm saying about that. So
shout
let
out
us
to
know what
TD
you
Jakes.
think.
Shout out to him, TD Jakes.
Nothing wrong with a little forgiveness, and she was humble at the end. She was humble. She was
for the streets. That's what she was.
She wasn't for the streets.
Left her high and dry.
No.
You want to leave me hanging and don't appreciate me? Oh, Terry says everyone deserves a second chance. Yes, that's true, but depending on what it is, it's easier said than done.
God. You cannot decide, because what if God did that to you? What if you made multiple mistakes and God said, "I'm not going to forgive you for this one"?
We're not talking about God. We're talking about an average person. Like it's
but
easy.
God expects us to be in the image of Him.
But is that always the case?
But that's why I'm saying that's why you have to practice forgiveness. You have to have forgiveness.
I forgive, but that situation I wouldn't forgive. That's just what it is.
You would forgive but not move on with her?
I would forgive but not forget. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let me see. Steph says, but he didn't match her energy. He was kind of complacent. That's a good point, Steph. Let me say this, because I have an issue with that. He wasn't complacent. Like, I'm glad you brought this up. People's meaning of success is different. His success was different from hers. Hers was based materialistic, as we said. Him, I don't know if he was complacent or comfortable, same thing, but he was cool with being a construction worker and being an artist on the side. And when you try to push somebody and make their definition the same as yours, that's a problem. So it wasn't just he was complacent. They wasn't compatible from the jump.
I think they were compatible, but I think she was just moving faster than he was. And I would say he was a little complacent because you went to school to pursue this. You went to one of the greatest schools. They kept saying that throughout the whole movie, that this is one of the greatest art institutes. And you kind of just was stuck. You were okay with being where you were. There was no talk about moving forward. There was no talk about growth. It was, why we have to do this? We're good. You should always strive for more, but you shouldn't do it to a point where you issue someone an ultimatum because they're not moving at the same speed as you.
And embarrass him in public. Like, he wasn't ambitious at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But some people out there, everybody doesn't want to be a millionaire. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's necessarily a millionaire.
But when you see from her situation, when you see the potential in somebody, you want to be able to push them. I get it.
You want to support the person that you want. You want to push them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're with somebody who doesn't push you, that should be a red flag.
Yeah. But never try to change somebody's meaning of success. And he said that. He was like, what you deem as successful, I don't. Mm-hmm. You know, he did say that.
Morals and values, I think, was success for him. And he felt she was lacking that once she started.
She was.
Once she started, talking about the other businesses and opportunities. And I think she even tried to get him a job or something.
And he wasn't ready. Ladies, never do that for a man. Never help a man get a job. That's not your job. He's supposed to get his own job. Never do it. We saw what happened to Soul Food. We saw what happened. Don't do that. What's homie name? Soul Food.
Oh, yes.
We saw what happened.
He got, I remember that.
You talking
about Bird Husband. What was his name?
She got him the job.
Liam.
She got him the job. He went out thinking he got it. And when he found out, it was about
that was different because how she did it was messed up.
Yeah, that was well. But let a man find his own job. You don't need to help a man. But people out there listening on YouTube, let us know how you feel.
That might have to be another conversation, another topic. I like that.
Yeah, what you got next?
I'm sorry. Hold on. What was it? Never help a man get a job?
Yeah.
That might have to be another podcast.
Like what is it? He's a man.
But you're supposed to help and be supportive. I don't see what's wrong with helping him get a job.
No. It's coming from a man perspective. You do not help a man get a job. That's not your job. So your job is to support him in what he does.
But that's not supporting him?
No, you're helping him. Like, no, you're not his mom. He has to go out there and find a way to get it done. That's his job.
All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all
think
about that.
You saw what happened to Soul Food.
It was how she did it. It was disrespectful how she did it, not what she did. Because if this was a man that she had no relations with.
And my Martin fans out there, remember when Gina helped Martin get that job? He didn't like it. No man would like that. Just telling you ladies out there.
So is that an egotistical problem? Because I don't think all men would agree with that.
We could do a poll on that. We could do a poll. Everybody listening. Men out there listening. Do you want help from your lady helping you get a job? And the men that's on IG. Do you want
men who are okay, I'm not even gonna go there.
It's not egotistical.
No, not egotistical. But I don't know. I mean,
let us know.
Okay,
that could be a next one.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right,
come on. He said it. I didn't.
And I'm not saying the way Nia Long did it in Soul Food. That was just wrong.
Oh, that was Nia Long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this question, we got a lot of attention from you guys. Is it necessary to have a joint account when you're married?
Uh-oh.
It was a split decision, though. We got 50-50. 50% said yes, it is necessary, and 50% said it's not necessary. Damn!
What is your opinion? People on IG, let us know. Would you get a joint account?
Is it necessary? I don't know. In these day and times, even though, okay, me and my husband, we do have a joint account. Is it necessary? Was it necessary? I don't know.
No.
I think, is it traditional? Yes. I feel like it can. Okay, if we're gonna go back to the biblical ways, you're supposed to become one flesh. You're supposed to have one income. You're supposed to have one account. I don't see why you wouldn't have a joint account. That's what I want to know. The people who said no. But the thing is, if you don't trust your partner with money or finances, like it should never be, well, this is my money, this is your money. You guys are one. It really shouldn't be separate.
I think that's one aspect of it. I don't think it's all about trust. It could be a situation because I got one of my homeboys hit me up. I ain't gonna say who it is. He was bad.
Say no names.
Nah, I ain't gonna put him out there. He was bad with money.
Okay.
And him and his wife got in fights all the time. So she suggested that, hey, how about since she's better with the money, we get a joint account. And since then, everything's been good with them. You know what I'm saying?
Separate account?
No, they got a joint account.
You said he's bad with money, so their solution was to get a joint account?
Right. He didn't want to get one.
Okay.
They had arguments with finances. So she suggested to get a joint account. He didn't want to do it. So once they got it, they've been good ever since. Okay. So that could be a reason why one person could be bad with finances.
A reason why what though?
You won't get a joint account.
You won't, or you? But
won't.
Okay, so you lost me because you said they got a joint account
after the fact. After.
Right, but was that the reason they didn't have it before? Because he was bad with money?
No.
Okay, so what's the reason why people wouldn't get a joint account?
Again, one spouse could be bad with finances. Trust is one element of it.
But their solution was to get a joint account.
Right. Well, one person can look over that makes perfect sense. When one person can look over their finances, you keep a joint account together. But you know what? Since you're bad with your money, let's put it together. Because if you have a separate account by yourself, you're gonna blow it.
No, I get that. I get why you would want to help them, but you lost me when you were saying I understand why people don't want to have a joint account. That's the only part that lost me. I don't know. Y'all help me out.
Too much wine. Instagram. Okay. Arteria says, I feel like it should be a joint account for joint expenses, and each person have their own account for play. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. That's a good point.
But it depends on the individual. It depends. You may have people that's used to having their own for a long time. Again, people who are not good with money. Mm-hmm. But if it's because of lack of trust, then I would have an issue with you not having a joint account if it's lack of trust.
Right. And when I mean lack of trust, meaning you don't trust them, like you said, with money because they're bad with money. So I would suggest getting a separate account.
If you're
my
bad with
solution
money,
wouldn't be go get a joint account like they did.
Yeah.
My solution would be get a separate account. And then when it comes to bills, one person who is good with the finances should be over the money. That would be a good suggestion.
It wasn't the fact that he was bad with money. They just had problems with finances, period, like most married couples do anyway.
Yeah, that's one of
She made a suggestion to make a joint account. They did it, and it worked. And another reason to not have a joint account could be people, let's say one spouse makes more than the other one. Mm-hmm. And the one spouse puts more money than the other spouse.
But it doesn't matter.
It don't matter, but hold on, let me finish.
Ahead.
And then that spouse may throw it in their face. Well, I put more money in there than you do. Like, that stuff happens. It's not right. It shouldn't happen, but that stuff happens.
Right. Yeah, that should never happen.
No.
I mean, in a perfect world, I could say that because unfortunately it does happen. And those conversations will come up. But again, even if one spouse doesn't have money, whoever is bringing in the money, whoever is the sole provider, that's y'all money together. If they up, you up. If they broke, you broke. You know what I mean? So I feel like it is necessary for you and your spouse to have a joint account. Nothing should be separated because I feel like that's going to create more problems. It should never be, well, this is mine. You know what I mean? It should never be like that.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I'll say this: whatever works for you, works. So if you're able, what's up, my lady? So if you're able to have a joint account and you don't have any issues with finances, cool. If you're able to have separate accounts and don't have any issues with finances, that's cool as well. Do whatever works for you.
That's for you and your relationship.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Absolutely. So, friend, I don't know if you're just joining us, but we asked the question, is it necessary to have a joint account? The poll was split. 50% said yes. The other 50% said no.
I'm shocked.
I don't know in these day and times if it's necessary. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's necessary. You know, I mean, if you guys are both working and the bills are being paid and you guys still come together collectively to get what you need done, then it may not be necessary. Yeah, that's what she put. As long as the bills paid, I don't care.
Yeah, but I think if you're one, like how we say you're one when you're married, it's not necessary, but it could be helpful. It could be helpful for future plans, investments, just to save for a rainy day, because you never know what will happen. Instead of saying I have my own, they have their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have something together, because you never know. You never know what might happen.
Right.
And it's best to save. You know, you have to save. You can't just have separate accounts, just paying bills and that's it. He do what he want to do, she do what he want to do, and there's nothing to save. And if we really care about leaving a legacy and generational wealth, I think having a joint account could work for that as well. Mm-hmm. Let me see what does Arteria says. I don't think it's required, but it all depends on what works for the couple. That's what we just said. It's not a bad idea, but it's not necessary either. Yeah, two things can be true.
Yeah,
two things can be true. Definitely agree with everybody what they're saying.
Just do what works for you guys. But also, to my husband's point and the story that he told, if you guys missed it, when you join together and become one, and you have one account, it's like double the income. So why wouldn't you want that? It's like double the money. Yeah. So I don't know, why wouldn't you want that? To me, you can only go up from there. Right. So if you just throw a number out there, if you saving and there's $10,000 in there at the moment, it's not hers, it's not his, it's ours, together. Right? Yeah, just if you do that, just like be consistent. And you guys still got to have conversations about what's being purchased. You know what I mean? One shouldn't be spending more than the other, and then if it is, you know, there's going to be times where one of you are going to be spending more than the other, and vice versa. But you guys are building something together. So you know what? Two is always better than one. I've heard stories where people have secret accounts. That could be another topic. Mm-hmm. And the reason being because they felt like if they had a joint account, one person would go in there and take it. Because they know it's there. Like, say for that $10,000. Right. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take this much, but I'm going to put it back. It's gonna be I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to be transparent because we are not perfect. I am guilty of that. Damn! Let me tell y'all, my husband is a saver. I'm the spender. You know, we balance each other out. Come on. But I'm not going to sit there and blow up our account. You know what I mean? And whatever I purchase, that's a conversation. I respect him. I'm going to tell him about it. It is not a secret. It's not nothing that I'm hiding. I'm going to tell him about it. So hold on now. What she put? There's a good point now. My only concern is if I'm out swiping that card, don't ask me no questions. Nah, you can't do that though. See? Nah, see, that's the thing. See, if he's swiping and you swiping, you have a right to ask questions because it's a joint account. I think you have a right to ask questions if bills are not being paid or if it's becoming a financial burden. She laughing. She know that. If it becomes a financial burden, because you don't want to be looking over your shoulder every time you go when you swipe. You know what I mean? Or set a limit. Like, hey, you know what? Try not to spend this much. If you know you're with a spender, say, hey, try not to spend this much. The lady, that's my money too. See, it's y'all money. See, we got. She said it's my money too. True, but if y'all got a joint account and you go in there and you take out $5,000, you don't think he's gonna say something? Like, people have the right to say something. That's a big purchase, though. The way she making it sound like, look, I'm a big spender. Look at her. I'm the big spender. See, you can't do that though. See, that's the thing. We have to have what we said, trust. Right. We have to be understanding. Like, if it has to be fair. It has to be fair. If that man go out and spend $5,000-$10,000, you have a right to, hey, what's up? I thought we had this. Why are you spending this much money? She just playing. She's talking about, nah, I wouldn't do that. But there's people out there who would. So that's a good point that you brought up. There's people out there who would do that. It's nothing wrong with asking, you know. It's not a person being, I feel like, controlling, overprotective. Mm-hmm. If you guys have a goal and situation, everybody need to be aware of what's going on. Absolutely. Even if the bills are being paid, because they're supposed to be being paid anyway. But if you have something going on, a goal that you set, yeah, nobody can just go in there and just spend
crazy? No.
Right. You guys have to talk about finances. That's anybody. You have to talk about finances, the good, the bad, everything that comes with it. Don't just assume because it's y'all money together.
If if
the conversation comes up where it's a problem where they feel like, hey, you spending too much, you gotta hey.
If that's the case, if you don't trust, if you feel like no one should ask you anything, maybe you should have your own separate account.
First choice, cuz how you doing? We just asked, she's married. First choice, she just joined on IG Live. Is it necessary to have a joint bank account?
And everybody listen on YouTube, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. What we got up next?
All right, so the next question, this one was interesting. Is it too soon? Oh, it's talking. Hold on, let me go back to the question.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember. Do you remember? You was on there. What was the last question?
I remember, you got to go on there.
Okay, is talking sexual too soon a turnoff for you? Is talking too soon, meaning if you're dating someone, you guys are getting to know each other, and let's say y'all on the first date, and that person brings up, so what's your favorite sexual position? Or, oh, I would love to see you in some stiletto pumps and a thong, or send me a naked picture. Is that too soon? When is it too soon?
My lady says yes, big turn off. I would say from a man perspective, if you come out the gate talking about sex, it's a problem. Me automatically, I'm just gonna think you for the streets. Easy.
Do you think all men think that way?
No, but those are the guys who lack dick discipline. You know what I'm saying? They don't have it. So they lack dick discipline. They lack
dick discipline.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll hear that and and they're gonna just go crazy. No, like if you have standards, if you have a brain, you can be like, okay, I see what she's trying to go with it. And it don't make it right or wrong, but it depends on what you want.
So do you think it sets the tone on how far this relationship will go?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, this is just going to be a sexual relationship, not a committed one?
That's what a man's going to think. I ain't putting in no work yet. You already talking about sex out the gate.
Right.
So I know I ain't got to just, okay.
And they're going to automatically, I feel like they're going to automatically judge you and put you in that box like, oh, this bitch, wow, this a hoe. You know, you automatically going to assume that.
Yeah, so sex really shouldn't, like, there's no limit for it to have a conversation, but it shouldn't be right out the gate. It shouldn't.
But some people on the flip side consider that as flirting.
But you open that door, man, still.
Like, what if she come out and say, oh my God, I saw you in the gym today and you had on these sweats and I could, you just look really good. That's not sexual?
No. Sexual is saying, like, I saw you in them sweats, you look good, so hey, what you doing right now? You could come over.
No, it's talking sexual, not having sex.
Yeah.
Talking sexual, like giving sexual advances, not about meeting up, just talking. So what if she, like, as far as she can say, I could tell you got a big thing in them sweats, you know what I mean? Something like that. That's talking sexual.
Let me see what this says. Sex will happen, but getting to know the person is more important. I agree. Arteria says at the same time, it's based on the person. Some people are freaky like that and don't mind it. That's true too. Mm-hmm. It could be flirting, but if I'm a man and you're feeding me that energy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, they're going to automatically assume that's what
you're like. That's what every person.
And you may not be that way, so I wouldn't even take it there. And if you're a man,
say something like, okay, so if it's two grown adults, right, and you guys are grown ups, and it just happens to come up like the scenario I just gave when you guys are in the gym, that's gonna automatically assume that you're gonna automatically assume, she for the streets.
Yes. Yeah.
And I would say from a woman's perspective, that is a complete turnoff because in our minds, that's all you want me for. You know what I mean? That's all you see when you see me is sex.
Imagine if niggas just straight out the gate, girl, you look tasty. I'm gonna put my mouth on you. Like,
that's so nasty. That's
and guys do
what
that.
I'm saying is, what about even complimenting her? Like, girl, I saw you walk by in them jeans and that booty look good. Like, that's sexual.
It could be. It could, it could be considered sexual.
But some may take it as a flattering comment, and some people may be like, okay, you doing too much.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Now, after that, it's up to you to where to take that comment. You get to say, oh, thank you, and just move it out. Mm-hmm. Or you could take it somewhere else. Or you could let them know, okay, that's a bit much. You have a choice.
So I was saying, following that question, if it's too soon, if it's a turnoff, what is considered too soon? Like a first conversation, first date, 3 months, or after marriage?
I definitely. It depends. You know, for all my fellow Christians out there, if you want to do it after marriage, there's nothing wrong with that. But right out the gate, I just disagree with it. And it also depends on where you are and where they are. It depends on the person. Let me see. It makes
First choice says get through to the heart before you get in the bed.
Hold on now. Ooh. I like that. No doubt. Yeah.
It makes your motives look bad. Somebody else put that. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree. But, you know, again, like it depends on the person. You may have a person, y'all may be on the same page. They may want to get right into it. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the person. But if that's not your goal and you want to get to know each other and sex ain't it, don't even bring it up.
Just change the conversation.
Don't even entertain it.
Yeah, don't entertain it.
Because if you entertain it, you can you putting the barrier on that person back and they trying to get in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
The first night?
First night.
So Monica. Some of y'all haven't had sex on the first night?
Monica. I'm telling you.
Next. But I want to ask you, when do you think it's appropriate?
Like I said,
you won't be offended. Like, give us a time frame.
I don't like putting time on things, but I would say I'll give some time, man. If I'm coming from a guy's perspective, I would let her come with it. She gotta, you know, send that to me.
That's why I thought you were celibate, because you never made sexual advances or gay. Oh, we can't say gay. We gotta say another word. Right?
Sissies.
We can't say that word.
Punks.
No.
Doo-doo chasers.
But
rump wranglers. No, go ahead.
But I respected you. I had a lot of respect for you because you didn't make those sexual advances, even though I kind of wanted you to, not right away.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that a man is sexually attracted to you by making those sexual advances, but not on the first date. No. That's inappropriate. Don't do that, fellas.
This the thing, right? Like, my thing was to make you comfortable as much as possible. So that was not going to come up. When you bring it up, then I'm going to interject. I'm going to join. You know what I'm saying? But just to bring it up, I'm not going to do it. What's he talking about?
I think it's more appropriate. This is first choice. I think it's more appropriate when both agree to slow dance.
Come on. Homegirl, we in 2022. No one slow dancing anymore.
She meant fucking. Oh. Not literally slow dance.
Oh, okay. You got to talk to me.
I think she meant when it's time to have sex.
I think it's more appropriate when both agree to, slow dance means sex?
I'm just saying with the emoji she put.
Oh, okay. I'm there's new people talk, the young people talk, I don't know.
She put slow dance as sexy.
Oh, is that a new thing? Oh, wow. Is that a new thing?
I think she was just, because it was pie, she was trying to be appropriate.
No, say sex. Say what you want to say.
My Turi sister.
Yeah, say what you want to say.
But yeah, I think but if the woman is giving you hints,
yeah,
and you don't feed into it,
and it might be a test by y'all. It might be a test. Like, as a man, we might feel like we're being tested, and we don't want to, you know, saying fall for the trap. She maybe just be throwing this out to see where we thinking at, where her head is at.
But okay, and then the other choice I put was it depends on the attraction. So if you guys have good chemistry, you talk every day. And let's say you guys were talking on the phone for months and on social media, flirting back and forth.
Yeah.
And you go on the first date.
Yeah.
Is it appropriate then?
To what? To have a conversation?
To have, like, if they make a sexual
No, it is. Compliment. It is because you've been talking on the phone for months. You know what I'm saying?
No, I said for a month. Let's say you guys maybe exchange social media names or whatever.
I think it is.
Is that the new thing? Oh my God. I feel so old about to say this. Do people exchange phone numbers or do they just get your social media?
I think they just get your, hey, what's your IG account? What's your page? Yeah, that's what they do. But after a month, I don't see a problem with that. Right out the gate, I think it's a problem.
Right.
That's not a good look for a male or female. Definitely not a good look for a female. And guys, you gotta have discipline, man.
So I want to hear from you guys. Anybody that's listening on IG Live right now or on YouTube, have you ever experienced that where someone made a sexual advance too soon, but you guys are still together and it worked out, or it immediately turned you off and you just left it alone?
Yeah, leave your comments. Let us know. And people on here on IG, if you haven't already, man, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page. What else you got before we close it out?
That was it. That was it. You guys just follow our story, answer the polls that we posted, please, if you're listening live right now.
All right, and this will drop on YouTube in a couple of days. And you know what I'm saying? Just like I say, leave your comments, support. Thank y'all for showing us love tonight, man. And stay away from those very fast sex talks. And trust your damn mate and get a joint account if you want to. All right, we out.
And the grass is never greener on the other side. Well, they listening on YouTube. The grass is never greener on the other side. Water your own grass. Have patience. Don't let social media and other people around you rush you.
Whoa. Is this the wine?
This is me.
Okay, anything before we get up out of here?
What y'all thought about Wade's son? I know it's been a while. What y'all thought about his daughter? Sorry. What did y'all think about Zaya kissing her boyfriend?
We're not doing that. We don't want to get,
I don't have anything. It's my issue is this is just me. Since they put it out there, I'm gonna have an opinion. I have a 14. I'm not gonna say anything rude or disrespectful. This is just my parenting opinion. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I know it don't matter what I think, but I'm gonna give my opinion. I don't feel like it's appropriate for her to be kissing her boyfriend on Easter Sunday and posting it. And if I see her doing it, girl, you better take that shit down. You're 14. You doing too much. You being grown. But I guess celebrities, I don't know. Maybe it's different strokes for different folks because they are celebrities. But goddamn, where's your parenting? I mean, they was lip locking, pelvis to pelvis, like. That's too much. I would flip out as a parent if I saw my 14-year-old daughter doing some shit like that. Not to say they're not doing it, but don't do it in front of me. Come on now. We never did that shit in front of our parents. Did you?
No. To the so-called homophobe, I'm not going to entertain this, but I would say this. Let our kids be kids. Yeah. Let our kids be kids. They don't need to be thinking about adult decisions and situations. Let them get to the appropriate age to make their own decisions. Stop forcing kids to make grown-up decisions. Let them be kids.
But even as adults, we don't make out in front of our parents.
No.
Right?
Nope.
It's just weird, but okay. That's all I had to say about that. Let us know what y'all think.
All right, and again, see, I ain't saying nothing. Not that I'm scared, because I just don't care. But I want your kid to be like that as you. But again, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also Instagram, man, the Thomas Game Podcast. Go ahead and join, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And we are out.
All right.